doing well. Today we will be studying about dielectrics and the polarization property of dielectrics. This particular topic is of particular significance because we will be using it when we will study capacitors. When a dielectric is introduced between the plates of a capacitor, how does it change the capacitance? So in order to understand that, we have to understand this basic concept, what is a dielectric, how it gets polarized, and all these simple things. So quickly getting on to the topic, dielectrics. This has already been introduced to you in one of my previous episodes, but I am repeating it. The non-conducting materials, basically you have to concentrate on this. They are basically the class of non-conducting materials in which equal and opposite induced charges. What type of charges? Equal and opposite induced charges are produced on the opposite phase when on the application of external electric field. Such class of materials are called dielectrics. So what are they? Non-conducting materials, first and foremost. Examples: air, hydrogen gas, glass, mica, paraffin. These are all non-conducting materials. So they are non-conducting materials. What happens to them? Equal and opposite charges are induced. When are they induced? On the opposite phases, on the application of external electric field. So we have already seen the examples. Now let us see how does a dielectric behave when external electric field is applied on it. That particular phenomena is studied under the caption or the heading of polarization of dielectrics. Polarization word, in one simple sense you can understand it as charge separation. Polarization is formation of poles. How poles are formed? By the separation of charges. Whenever the charges are separated under the influence of electric field, you say that they are polarized, because now due to separation of charges, poles are formed. So let us take two plates, plate A and B. A is positively charged. It has surface charge density sigma plus. You know sigma is surface charge density. So A plate is positively charged with surface charge density sigma plus. B is negatively charged with surface charge density sigma minus. Electric field is applied between the conducting plates, and the in-between space is air or vacuum. This is stage 1. Initially we have kept the plates and applied the electric field, but there is no what you can say dielectric slab. Initially air or vacuum. This is stage 1. Now let us move to stage 2. But before stage 2, what is E naught? It is the applied electric field, and you know that E naught is applied electric field is sigma by epsilon naught. This is something we have already established. This is stage 2. This is our stage 2. What have we done? What is this change? Change is we have introduced a dielectric slab in between the plates. Can you see? Dielectric slab is introduced between the plates A and B. On the application of dielectric slab, already existing electric field is here. This you can see E naught. Already electric field is existing as in this situation between the plates. The extra thing is we have put a dielectric slab in between the plates. Now what happens? These charges inside the rectangle means the dielectric slab here, each atom becomes polarized. Why? Because the atoms, can you see, they are slightly oval in shape. This oval shape is indicating that each atom is elongated. Now why the atoms are elongated? Because of the presence of applied electric field E naught. Because of this applied electric field, the atom is elongated. Why is it elongated? Because the charges, now they are feeling attraction towards the opposite poles. And you can see the negative charge is being attracted towards the positive plate, and the positive charge is being attracted towards the negative plate. In this force of attraction, there are elongated, poles are separated, and each atom now becomes polar. Initially it was non-polar, But now due to the separation, this distance, dipole moment is charge into distance. So there is considerable distance between the charges. Now each atom becomes polar, and due to this nature, you can see this plus side and negative, plus and negative, positive negative charges inside this rectangle being close to each other. Can you see? These two charges are pretty close to each other. They cancel out each other. All these charges being equal and opposite, being very close, they cancel out each other. Charges inside the rectangle cancel out. This process is called polarization of dielectric. What has happened? Only these extreme charges, extreme negative, extreme positive. Extreme negative is accumulated towards this positive plate. Extreme positive is accumulated towards this negative plate. Now this sigma p, what is it? Initially it was sigma, now it is sigma p, means it is the charge density after polarization. Here you can see sigma p minus. This is the charge density after polarization. Hence these terms are clear. So what happens? The internal positive and negative charging pairs being close to each other cancel out each other, and only the exterior ones, the outer ones are remaining, negative and positive. This is negative because it is attracted towards this positive plate. Hence you can say on the extreme plates the charges are induced. They were earlier not existing, now they are induced. So the induced charges are there, and you come to the electric field which is developed inside the dielectric. Can you see EP? What is this EP? EP is the electric field which is developed or induced inside the dielectric. What is E naught? As we know, it is the applied electric field. EP is the electric field which is developed inside the dipole. So E naught is sigma by epsilon naught. EP, which is the induced or developed electric field inside the dielectric, it has the charge density sigma p upon epsilon naught. So their directions are opposite. Can you see? E applied is from left to right, and E polarized is from right to left, because this positive charge, let me mark it with a red black pen. So this is all extreme positive charges are left. Remember, the central charges being equal and opposite have cancelled each other. Now you are left with extreme charges, extreme positive, extreme negative. Automatically the direction of E polarized net electric field inside the dielectric is from right to left. So their directions are opposite. Net electric field will be applied electric field minus the electric field which is developed inside the dielectric. So putting the values, we get sigma minus sigma p upon epsilon naught. This net electric field is quite significant for us, because net electric field is always less than the applied electric field. Always net electric field is less than the applied electric field, because the applied electric field is always greater than the E polarization or electric field developed inside the dielectric. So dielectric constant is the ratio of applied electric field to net electric field. So K will be always, this is always. Why? Because applied electric field is always greater than E net. Therefore K will be always greater than 1. One more term I would like to discuss here, that is polarization vector. When a dielectric slab of this type gets polarized, then we would definitely like to define the polarization vector. What is it? It is the dipole moment developed per unit volume of the dielectric. How much dipole moment is developed per unit volume of the dielectric is defined by a name called polarization vector. It is the dipole moment developed. You know, dipole moment is charge into distance. This you remember. Dipole moment developed per unit volume. How much dipole moment is developed per unit volume? So the polarization vector is directly proportional to epsilon naught and the remaining net electric field. It is directly proportional to the net electric field and epsilon naught. Taking the proportionality and putting equal to, we introduce a constant. This constant is also important. It is called electric susceptibility. You will have this term again in magnetostats also. There we will define it as magnetic susceptibility. So in order to introduce a constant, it is electric susceptibility. It is simply the measure of polarizability, means how much a dielectric substance has the ability to get polarized. It is the natural measure of polarizability, ability of a dielectric to get polarized. That is defined by electric susceptibility. You know, the dipole moment developed here tries to align itself in the direction of applied electric field, and that gives rise to torque. And we have studied torque on a dipole kept in uniform electric field. All these terms, dipole moment we have studied, torque we have studied little bit about dielectrics. So if you are having any confusion or doubt, you can refer back to those episodes, and we have clubbed all those topics and studied under this heading dielectric and the polarization. Polarization is nothing but charge pole separation, positive and negative pole separation. Why they get separated? Due to the applied electric field. So here few new terms you have got: polarization, susceptibility, and induced charges and all these things. So you can have a, what you can say, look at the previous episodes in order to get it well. Anyway, thank you and keep studying. All the best.